Hello, I'm Joe Parkin Daniels, and I am in the historic Simón Bolívar Plaza in downtown Bogota, the capital of Colombia, where I've been based as a reporter for about 6 years, covering both Colombia and the wider region. And Colombia is a fascinating country, and it's a fascinating time to be here because Colombia really is set by myriad challenges. It's from a developmental standpoint, it's divided by three mountain ranges of the Andes. It has both the Caribbean and Pacific coast and vast swaths of Amazon jungle, which are almost impenetrable to the state. On top of that, there's political issues. 4 years ago, the government signed a peace deal, a historic peace deal, with what was then Latin America's largest rebel group, the leftist insurgents, the FARC. That peace deal, its implementation has been rocky to say the least, and it hasn't done much to stem violence in the country. And neighboring Colombia is Venezuela, which the country, which slow motion decline has forced millions of Venezuelans to flee, and they often arrive here where there's very little strong state to receive them.
Joe, since you're there right in the center of Bogota, can we just have a look around that town's center? Because really there's some historic buildings around you that also give some of the history of the country as well.
Yes, of course. So we're at the colonial center. Behind me is the cathedral. It's the Bogota Cathedral. Over here we have the Palace of Justice, which may strike you interesting. It looks newer. That's because the facade was completely destroyed in a firefight in 1985 between a rebel group and the army. Carrying on round, we have the mayor's palace. Bogota is actually noteworthy for being, I think, the only country or the only major city in the world to be led by an openly gay woman, which kind of jars with conservative Colombia generally. And then carrying on round, we have the Capitol building, Congress, and you'll see it's covered with kind of black netting. That's because there's been social unrest lately over police brutality. And so they've covered this up in case protests break out and people trying to vandalize the facade of the Capitol.
And Joe, if you were going to spend time in Colombia, just traveling just to learn about the country, how many days do you think you need? It's a huge place, isn't it?
It's a massive place. I mean, I've been here 6 years and I haven't even seen it all. I think you'd want at least a good kind of 2 weeks to take in a couple of cities and get somewhere rural at the very least.
Thank you very much, Joe.